Hello, we are here again for another episode. 2 more questions for Maddie and I to answer, and we're going to jump straight into those now.
Okay. Oh, what's your favourite word?
Heavens!
Which is a hard one, I think.
About that.
But I love language. I'm not a linguist at all. I think I find learning other languages really hard, but I think the language we use is important, and there are some words that are just really funny.
My favourite word that comes to mind that's not an English word is German. Entschuldigung. Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung.
It just means excuse me.
Brilliant.
Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung. That's good.
Gung.
Gung.
I mean, it's good, isn't it? Entschuldigung.
That's good.
I mean, you would, if someone said that to you, you would excuse yourself very, very
Absolutely.
happily,
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Is there an English word that you can...
I'm going to have to
the pressure's
think
on
about
with this, isn't it? I like the word shenanigan, if that helps you.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's a bit mischievous anyway, and it's a great word.
Shenanigan, yeah, it's a great
Shenanigans.
word. Oh, I don't know. I do like the word magnificent.
Ooh, yeah.
It does.
It does the
It does the job.
does what it says on the tin, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's sort of like, big banisters. It's that
Yes.
kind of a word.
Yeah.
Magnificent.
Yeah. It's almost like an onomatopoeia, isn't it? Of it.
You need a
sounds
big
like what it
room to
is.
go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Great answer. I like it. Oh, it's a big one. I'm glad you've got this one. What does
is
living for Jesus mean to you?
Oh, wow. What does living for Jesus mean to me? Well, that's a good question. I wrote this question.
I
I was hoping to ask you. I think, I don't want to get too deep and meaningful, but
Do it.
I've got to
Dive in.
trust this guy, Jesus.
Yeah.
So I think living for Jesus means having got to know him a bit. So I read about him. I think I like this person, good person, and I've got to trust the people who wrote the story about him. And I do think that it's quite trustworthy what they've said, because it's not, the best sort of thing or best picture. I mean, Jesus comes through quite comes across quite well, but all the other characters are a bit of a mess.
Rubbish.
A bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Which I think makes it really trustworthy. So now that I think, right, well, the Bible's trustworthy, I think I've got to put my trust in Jesus. So, and I was talking to somebody the other day who said to me, that somebody had said to them, but they said to me, take Jesus at his word. And I think living for Jesus means taking him at his word. So whatever he said is true.
Yeah.
And once you get away from all the kind of fiddling around with it, and I'm not sure about this, just take him at his word, and you start to believe, that is life-changing. So living for Jesus means giving my life back to him. It's as if, he made me, but saying yes to that, and giving my life to him, saying my life is yours, and here's all of me, and then trying to listen for his voice, through the Bible, through other people, but just on my sort of daily walkabout, doing all things with him there, which is literally what's going on.
Yeah.
But I think I try and do that intentionally and meaningfully, and see where that takes us, and loving him back, because he loves us so much.
Yeah.
So living for Jesus is about really loving him back,
Yeah.
and I think love changes the world. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Do you want to answer that question?
Yeah, I've had a bit of time to think about it now. I think it's a really hard one to put concisely. But for me, it always starts with what Jesus told us to do. And we read it in the Gospels that there are 2 commandments, right? To love God with everything we have, essentially, and to love our neighbours as ourselves. I've talked about this several times recently. I think some of it's been online as well, which it feels weird that that's a thing in itself. So that's, for me, that's what living for Jesus means, is to love God first and foremost with everything I have. And that takes different forms in worship and reading the Bible and prayer and spending time with other people and fellowship and all of those sort of things. And for loving my neighbour as well, which, you know, is everyone around us. And that comes back to my calling of loving God's people. Like you say, love changes the world, doesn't it? And I think if we do everything from a place of, starting from a place of love and going out from there, then we're living in a way that God wants us to. And so, yeah, I won't waffle on. I'll leave it at that. Love God, love other people, that's it.
Get waffly.
Yeah.
But it gets exciting too, though,
yeah.
when you start to think about it, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. We have loved making these and want to carry on making some more. So let us know of any suggestions you have, and we will carry on putting these up online for you to watch and share.